Hey, everybody, it's Colin Wilson with the Action Network, and here's your college football week 2 moneyline round robin. All right, like we always do, we want to start off with a boat anchor. Usually, this is a small favorite, someone that we feel like is going to win the game, that can win all of our moneyline parlay tickets that are in 2s and 3s, so that way, this carries over to some of our longer shot dogs also on the card. We're going to start off with that being Virginia Tech minus 140 going up against Boston College. Virginia Tech, with 5 costly turnovers, didn't have it together in their first road trip down to Old Dominion. Possibly an overlooked spot to the conference play this week against Boston College. So we will give Virginia Tech and their new head coach a pass. This is a number in the market that is seeing some resistance. Virginia Tech absolutely should win what is a Boston College team that is having monster issues running the ball, passing the ball, and playing defense. So we're going to back the Hokies as our boat anchor at minus 140. Next up, let's go with Stanford, plus 250 to beat USC outright. This USC team, I know the score looked ugly against Rice, but if you look at that first drive, Rice was able to go 16 plays, drive the field, take 8 minutes off the clock, and score a touchdown. Now, that was before Rice decided to upchuck all over the field, have multiple pick sixes, lots of interceptions, lots of bad stuff happening after that. But that shows that any team with an offensive pulse is going to be able to keep up with USC. Enter Tanner McKee. Stanford absolutely rocked Colgate. I understand it's an FCS team, but they had a perfect box score on the offensive and defensive side. 5 different targets for Tanner McKee and Stanford were explosive last week. That's going to be a huge indicator that's going to keep them in this game against USC. So Stanford at plus 250. We're going to roll on to Georgia State plus 225. A team that didn't cover last week against South Carolina and absolutely should have won the game outright. They had more total yards, a lot of punt block TDs, a lot of things happen on special teams to keep South Carolina in that game and covering the short spread. Well, we have another short spread against a UNC team that is possibly fielding the worst defense in all of college football right now. Back to Panthers. Then we're going to go with Pitt plus 200. There's a lot of love for Tennessee in the market. This is a game where Pitt won last year. Specifically, there's an Action Network write-up out there that I had on what Pitt is going to do offensively with Kadon Slovis, where he's going to attack on the field. It's a pretty soft spot inside the middle and the interior of the Tennessee defense that Pitt's going to be able to attack. I expect that defense to be way more buttoned up than they were against West Virginia and to repeat beating Tennessee like they did last year. After that, Army plus 125 going on against UTSA. UTSA has that long overtime game with Houston, comes up a little bit short. Now in a short week with Labor Day, they've got to learn to defend the triple option against Army. That's going to be tough to do. And by the way, Army might have a little bit of an explosive passing attack. Triple option is a little bit too much, especially for teams that have never seen it before. Go ahead and take Army plus 125. South Alabama at plus 170 is our next team going up against Central Michigan. The entire market, everybody, Grandma, Joe Public, they all love Central Michigan after they were able to keep up with Oklahoma State and get a cover there with Daniel Richardson and Lou Nichols. But South Alabama has pieces to be just as explosive and give this MAC team a lot of trouble. So go ahead and take South Alabama plus 170. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with the Kansas Jayhawks. A lot of enthusiasm coming into Lance Leipold's second year. West Virginia looked great against Pitt. Now we have a hangover spot. Kansas is playing extremely improved defense right now, especially in the trench. They're going to be able to handle C.J. Donaldson in that running game that we saw against Pitt. Kansas, not only take them for the spread, sprinkle a little bit on the money line, put them in your 17 money line round robin, and that's what we're going to do here. So to recap, Virginia Tech minus 140, Stanford plus 250, Georgia State plus 225, Pitt plus 200, Army plus 125, South Alabama plus 170, and Kansas plus 400. That will round out your week 2 college football money line round robin. Good luck.